Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to thank you for your sir because give me the opportunity to present my final year project 1. My name is Nurul Izween Soffia binti Imran. My metric number CB2032 and my supervisor is Technologist Dr. Nizamuddin bin Razali. So, my research topic is level of knowledge and skill of bachelor student in refrigeration and air conditioning for ISMT subject during work-based learning, where I want to study the extent of knowledge and skills of BBZ student for ISMT subjects during work-based learning. So, for the background research is, work-based learning is a learning method that is rarely applied in the learning system in Malaysia, especially for non-technical and vocational schools. According to co-keepers and majors, the learning environment through work-based learning can stimulate the development and application of career competencies because students have the opportunity to gain real work experience. At UTHM, the implementation of work-based learning under FPTV is also implemented, which includes 7 programs and one of them is refrigeration and air conditioning technology. While students are undergoing work-based learning, there are ISMT subjects that need to be taken when in industry. The subjects taken are subjects closely related to the industrial training and can be applied during work-based learning. Therefore, students will be able to improve their knowledge and skill. For problem statement, there are several factors that contribute to the problem of student knowledge and skill levels. First is, students lack knowledge about work-based learning objective. Second, unclear explanation from the industry supervisor. Third, different understandings between institution and industries. Fourth, students are not prepared and lack motivation. Fifth, extreme workload and long period of times. And lastly, students do not receive quality training. There are 2 objectives in this research. First is identify the level of student knowledge of ISMT subject while undergoing work-based learning in the industry. Second, identifying the skill level of students for ISMT subject while undergoing work-based learning in the industry. For scope and limitation, the main research scope in the study carried out is at Universiti Hussein, Malaysia. This study focused on the Faculty of Technical and Vocational Education to the program that's offer work-based learning, which is the Bachelor of Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Technology with Honors, which is a BBZ. A total of 35 respondents have been selected as a study sample. The researcher chose the respondents because they are currently implementing and have complete work-based learning in the industry. For conceptual framework, I will do my research to BBZ UTHM student for cohort 1 and cohort 2. Then, I choose one of the pre-subscribed ISMT subject, which is BBZ 31206, which is a testing and commissioning commercial hatchback. So finally, I want to know about the level of knowledge and skills them have during work-based learning. There are many important of research. First is for student. Determining the extent of BBZ student knowledge and skills. Students are clear about the implementation of work-based learning, help improve and practice when dealing with the real world of work. And then, for institution, produce and improve the marketability of graduates, and then improving the appearance shortcoming to the better, And last is for industry, creating institutional reliability for the industry to implement for work-based learning. And last is provide job opportunities to graduates. Literature research. Knowledge refer to input acquired by a person either through experience, formal for informal education. Skill refer to an individual ability to do something to achieve a goal successfully. Work-based learning refer to any learning that is located in the workplace or arise directly from mentoring in the workplace. Work-based learning at UTHM is implemented by technology students from FPTV where students will undergo industrial training for 1 year. During work-based learning, students will take two compulsory subjects that have been set by the institution. The subject that is the main focus of this study is BBZ 31206, which is a testing and commissioning commercial hatchback. Therefore, the researcher will study the level of knowledge and skills of BBZ students for the subjects BBZ 31206, which is a testing and commissioning commercial hatchbacks during work-based learning. For methodology, researcher design. Uh, the research the research design used for the implementation of this study involve a quantitative approach with a survey study. The survey method is suitable for obtaining information from a large number of respondents. The selected respondent must have a general characteristic related to the entire study population. The researcher will use a survey method that requires the process of preparing a questionnaire, collecting data and evaluation the data using a statistical package from the social science, which is SPSS. And then population and sampling. The population of the study consists of UTHM students in the field of Bachelor of Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Technology, namely cohort 1 and cohort 2 students. The sample of this study consists of 35 BBZ students who are currently and have completed work-based learning at the same time have taken ISMT subject. Referring to Karachi and Morgan's table, Appendix C, uh, if the total population is 35 pupils, then 32 samples need to be collected to answer the research question. For research instruments are tools used by researchers to gather the result of the data obtained. As a research instrument, the research use a questionnaire. We refer to table 3.2 below. The questionnaire that was developed contained 35 questions in part A, part B, and part C. The research instrument in part A is related to student demographic, which is the background of the respondent to this study. For part B, contains items related to the level of knowledge and skill of student for ISMT subject while undergoing work-based learning in the industry. In the part B, the use of item in the form of a Likert scale that has been set. And then for the part C, contest question related to improvement obtained related to the subject of ISMT during work-based learning. Okay, instrument validity is a very important for every research project. The evaluation instrument implemented is presented to professionals with relevant experience to ensure that the content is appropriate and meets the objective of the study. A total of 3 lectures from UTHM who are skilled in the field of HVAC and ISMT subject have been selected by the researcher to help validate the study. All the experts evaluate and revise the questionnaire item in terms of content, suitability, and content so that the study can achieve the main objective and goals. And then instrument reliability. The reliability of the questionnaire was tested using Crunch Batch Alpha. Okay, Crunch Batch Alpha is a coefficient of reliability coefficient that show the study item in relation to each other. Cron Batch Alpha value should be more than 1.6, 0.6, and if the value is close to 1.0, the question item is very effective and reliable. Whereas a value close to 0, then the reliability of the constructed question item is a very low. Then the strength of the relationship is very weak and ineffective. Okay, for a pilot study is a study that is carried out as an experiment before the conducting a real study. This is to test the title required to answer the questionnaire and check all instruction and item accurately. Therefore, a pilot study was carried out the 30 BBZ students who are still at Universiti Malaysia to ensure the acceptability of using the questionnaire designed by the researcher. After the questionnaire is created, a pilot study need to be carried out when the form is distributed to non-real sample but able to have characteristic, properties, and character that almost the same as the real sample of the study. The validity and reliability of the instrument is very important to maintain the accuracy of the instrument from being exposed to defect in order to produce a good and quality study. And then for data collection method, the data obtained from the questionnaire study carried out is in the form of a quantitative approach. Once the data obtained and collected, the analysis of the data is carried out using statistical package social science software. In order to determine the level of knowledge and skills of Bachelor of Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Technology student for ISMT subject during work based in the industry, descriptive statistical method in the form of average, mean, and standard deviation are used. For operational systems framework, first of all, we identify the problem that arose until this study was created, then determine the objective for the study because it is the most important part. Next, selected the appropriate respondents and instruments that can be used for the study, and then build an instrument based on the objective of the study, get the validation and reliability for the constructed questionnaire. If it fails, rebuild the instrument and send it back to validity and reliability purpose. Then distribute the survey from to the respondents. After that, collect and analysis each data provided by the respondent. Next, start the discussion, conclusion, and the best recommendation for the study. Finally, this study will be complete and the study will be compiled and reported. Okay, for the expected finding of the study, the researcher expect that the level of knowledge and skill of the BBZ student for the ISMT subject during the implementation of the work-based learning is in good condition, as the student has been exposed early on ISMT subjects that are closely related to the industry training as well as the leaflets applied during work-based learning. Student will be receive new work and knowledge during the work-based learning. Okay, BBZ student will cooperate well for the distribution of survey forms and data collection to analyze the level of knowledge and skill of the BBZ student. Thus, the researcher can comprehensive whether an ISMT subject help improve the knowledge and skill of the student or otherwise. So that's all from me. So thank you so much.